Okay, this is the Ginja Ninja Tabata workout. As you can see, there's our little gingerbread ninja. Someone took a bite out of him. He's looking for revenge. A feisty bodyweight workout. It does have some progressions that involve very light dumbbells, but otherwise, this is primarily a bodyweight workout that you can do just about anywhere if you're traveling, at home, on the beach, whatever. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, alternating those work-rest intervals for 4 minutes per exercise. You can use a Tabata timer or any other timer that can ring you through those intervals to make it a lot easier for yourself. We're going to go through the exercises one at a time, starting out with the close stance, squat, and arm raise. So what you're going to do here is you have your feet together side by side like that. Okay? You're going to push your hips back and bend the knees to squat down. Stand up and swing the arms up overhead, like so. Okay? Now, if you're having difficulty squatting deep, some people may elect that if squat depth is a priority for you, you can elevate your heels on something. Often I get people to elevate their heels on the handles of hexagonal dumbbells, and it makes it a lot easier to get all the way down into the squat and go up overhead. Okay? Now, as a progression on this movement, you can hold light dumbbells in hand. All right, so you just squat down, stand up, swing the arms overhead. I'm just making sure I don't hit the ceiling here. Okay, just like so. That's going to get your legs in. It's also going to work your shoulders and a bit of the trunk as well. Exercise number 2 is the half twister hops. For the half twister hops, what you're going to do is this. You have both feet together pointing forward. You're going to hop and angle them both to the left, while your shoulders and upper body stay square to the front. Hop, point the feet to the middle, hop, point them to the right. Notice that I'm still keeping my head and shoulders square to the front. So I'm just twisting through the lower body. My upper body should remain still. The mistake here would be to turn your whole body in the direction you're hopping, okay? So that is that exercise there. It's going to work a lot of your feet and ankle stabilizers, gets a bit of the core involved, a little bit of cardio. You can progress it by holding a weight in front of you, just like this, gripping the end plates like a bow tie position. And that will increase the metabolic demands. Some people can't jump and do this movement because of sensitivities in the feet, ankles, knees, hips, back, whatever. So if that's you, no problem. What I'll have you do instead, as an alternative, hold onto a wall and lift your heels all the way up and down. That'll be your exercise alternative for the foot and ankles. Okay, our next exercise is the wood chop sit-down squats. Wood chop sit-down squats. Now I'm going to turn the bench like this, and we are going to be standing with the feet shoulder width apart. My palms are pressed together. I'm going to sit down on the bench and chop my arms across my thighs like I'm chopping wood. Bring them overhead, the other way. So we're bringing in this diagonal chopping motion combined with a sit-down squat. You can progress it by holding a dumbbell like this, okay? So I just kind of grip one end plate and you'll see me hold it overhead like this, and then I just kind of sit down and swing it down and across, swinging it down and across, and that's now going to challenge me even more. Some sort of a small weighted implement, whether it's a dumbbell, a big water bottle or something, anything like that, and that's going to challenge the core, the shoulders, the hips, thighs. It's a great full body movement. Moving on, we're going to go on to the reverse lunge and overhead clap. I actually really enjoy this exercise. It's one of my favorites for a number of reasons. What you're going to do is this, okay? You're standing like so. You're going to take a big, huge step, 2 to 3 feet behind you. You arc your arms overhead, clap them together. Arc your arms overhead, clap them together. Okay? I'm going to show you a different view of that. So it's a full circle shoulder raise. If you want to progress it, you would do the exact same movement holding onto some light dumbbells. Okay, so just like so. and my palms face each other at the top of the movement. Our next one is the bench leg scissors. This is a core exercise. It's often done sitting in a chair, okay? Because often in a chair you do have the backrest you can lean against. I'm just going to do it on the bench. So what you do here is you're sitting on the bench and you can just lean back, okay? You're going to have one leg up and one leg down, hovering just off the floor, and you're just alternating them like this in a scissor fashion, okay? You're sitting on the front edge of the seat and leaning back at like a 60-degree angle. So your upper back can be resting a little bit on the backrest of a chair. Here I was doing a freestyle. Either way, you're fine. Now, if that gets too hard, then I'm going to get you to bend the knees. And you can just do it like this, okay? Bent knee variation. Just to make it a little bit easier. And if it's super, super easy for you, either way, then just do this motion, laying face up on the ground, okay? Just like this. With your hands down by your sides. Moving on to the next one, we have the side lunge and touch. Now for this one here, it's very important that your feet are always pointing forward. Sometimes people turn a foot out when they're doing the side step lunge. I want to give you a heads up on that in advance. Now what I do here is I'm going to take a big step to the side. I'm going to bend only the lunge leg, and then I touch the ground just to the outside of the ankle, and I repeat, okay? And I'm going to be alternating sides. Now I'm just going to move this bench a little bit out of the way so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm only bending the step leg. I'm only bending the step leg. Now as you do this, it is natural to have your upper body lean forward a little bit. That helps you get into deeper hip flexion to target a little bit more of the glutes. That's okay. I just don't want sloppy slouching, okay? Which isn't great for the low back, but I'll show you how this generally looks from the side. You do a side lunge, and you can see that's about the angle I use there. So I generally keep a pretty straight spine when you bend forward. I'm keeping my head and chest up, but I'm getting deep into that, okay? So you can progress that by holding dumbbells in hand and just touching the dumbbell to the ground, okay? And that will make the movement more challenging. Our final movement is the elf shoe bent over leg raises. So here you would have your hands down on a bench, a chair, an exercise ball like one of these. So I'm just going to show you here what we're going to do. Hands are down on the bench. You want to have both feet pointing up, not down, up. So only the heels are touching the ground. Now you move only from the ball and socket of the hip to swing the leg all the way up to the side as high as you can, down and repeat, alternating sides. Just like that. I'll just give you a different view so you can see what I'm doing here. You can see that I'm just literally arcing my leg up and out to the side, and the whole time I'm balancing on my heels. Now you could, to progress this, you could use a closed loop mini band. Something like this, okay? And you can step through it and have it around your ankles, and now that's going to give you some elastic resistance. So you could do the movement. Now you're going to find it much harder because that loop is resisting the abduction of the leg. So that concludes the Ginja Ninja, a sleek and fun routine that you can sneak in anywhere, just like a ninja. You only need a few little light weights typically, and a little bit of motivation and drive, and you can get an awesome workout in anywhere. Ginja Ninja.